So we talked about this on the Transformers Slag podcast live stream just a couple of days ago, but a whole bunch of brand new listings have shown up for the Transformers Studio Series line for its Q3 and Q4 2023 listings and products. Now, these all come courtesy of JT Prime 17, and some of them have code names on them, but we're going to be discussing the code names of some of these characters and explaining who to expect if you see these code names in the future. I will translate these for you to make sense of everything. So let's jump into that, shall we? Now, first of all, we have some Transformers War for Cybertron Studio Series listings. Now, Mark Mayer and Evan have talked about how the Transformers Studio Series line will be branching out into other kinds of venues outside of just the live action movies and the Transformers 1986 movie. They will also be doing video game stuff. Now, that stuff could be video game movie related, like stuff from the 2007 movie video games by Activision back in the day, but that also could be opened up into the stuff that was done with War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron through High Moon Studios, which to many Transformer fans are considered the best Transformer games ever made and are still celebrated and played to this very day. So we have two listings here. We have a listings for a Studio Series Voyager class WFC, War for Cybertron, Optimus Prime, and a Studio Series Voyager class WFC, War for Cybertron, Megatron. Now, this could be, and we really hope that is the case, this could be a updated version of both of those War for Cybertron characters from those High Moon video games. The original characters were depicted only in a deluxe class price point at the beginning of the Generations line back in the day, and these will be nice updated treatments of them in a Voyager price point, which will make them a little more beefier, have a little more parts and pieces, and a little more paint budget to make them look really nice. At least as best we could hope with the modern plastic and engineering limitations that exist today as opposed to what those characters were back then. I'm going to assume that these are going to be the War for Cybertron designs because Optimus did get a redesign in Fall of Cybertron. But this is very exciting, and considering that people love these games and they are still very successful, and people have to understand video games are also a great gateway to getting new fans because they might be in the video game world. They don't collect action figures, but they play that War for Cybertron or Fall for Cybertron video game, and then they want to go join us in the Transformer fandom and get the plastic on. So, pretty cool. I'm really excited about those. I hope they are what we think they are. I don't really think they're going to be War for Cybertron, the Netflix series, and of course the actual toy line itself. I think we got our fix with the Optimuses and the Megatrons from that. Not to mention just from that, from the Netflix repaints, from the premium finish repaints that Takara has done. I mean, at this point, I think it's time to put those molds to rest and give us something brand new. And Studio Series is a very good platform for something like that. Let's jump into another Studio Series talk, but let's talk about now some Rise of the Beast products. So we have a Studio Series Voyager class Rise of the Beast Warrior. Now, Warrior is the code name for Rise of the Beast's Rhinox. So that's pretty cool. Rhinox is going to be getting a Studio Series Voyager class figure. You know, in recent years now, Rhinox figures have been Voyager class, be it the Kingdom one or long before that, the Thrilling 30 Generations version, and of course going all the way back to Rhinox's beginnings. We have, of course, a whole bunch of deluxes, both on Transmetal and Original Front from the Beast Wars imprint. But that being said, this is fantastic news. Again, a reminder, guys, there's going to be a Rise of the Beast standalone toy line that's going to be more gimmick-based, you know, more simplistic, more based on easier transformations, and probably a lot of non-movie characters, too, that'll fill in that line. And the more collector-oriented stuff that we'll be gunning for will probably be found within the Studio Series line. Just think about how Bumblebee, the movie, was rolled out, where there was a Bumblebee movie toy line, and it had a whole bunch of, like, you know, Speed series and Power series and one-step changers and a lot of gimmicky kind of stuff. filled in with some non-movie characters just to fill out the line, like Barricade and Hot Rod and even Megatron. And then we had our legitimately good collector-based Bumblebee movie stuff through both Studio Series and, of course, the movie Masterpiece line. So keep in mind, it's good news because while there's going to be probably plenty of Rhinox figures in the actual Rise of the Beast toy line, you want it to be in Studio Series because that's how you're going to get your best Rhinox figure. So, and that's fantastic. You know, a Beast-based character in the Studio Series line, it's going to probably look fantastic. We also have a Studio Series Deluxe Class Rise of the Beast Wheeljack. Now, again, this was listed under Barcelona. Barcelona is Wheeljack's code name. So keep that in mind. If you do ever see Barcelona, that refers to Wheeljack. So that's pretty cool too. So also Wheeljack is going to be getting that treatment. Now, Wheeljack, for people who have not seen, is kind of that orange kind of bus vehicle we've been seeing up to this point. So he will be getting a deluxe class of that to be scaled with everything else. Pretty cool, pretty hyped about that one. We also have here a Studio Series Core Class Rise of the Beast Delta 2. And we have a Studio Series Rise of the Beast, no scale listed though, no Core Class, no Deluxe, no Voyager, we don't know what it is, Hydra. So these two code names we don't know. We aren't familiar with Delta 2, and we aren't familiar with Hydra. Now, up to this point, the code names that we know, and we'll list them all here today, and maybe I'll put them up on the screen too, just to make it easier for you guys also. Optimus Primal is Cyclops. Cheetor is Butch. Rhinox is Warrior, like we just said. Air Razor is Titan. Optimus Prime is Alpha. Bumblebee is George. Mirage is Pluto. RC is Orion. Wheeljack is Barcelona. Scourge is Oscar. Nightbird is Outlaw. Now, what we don't know of this list of characters that we know that are going to be in the movie is where's Battletrap? What is his code name or trademark or anything like that? So it's possible that Battletrap could be either this Hydra or Delta 2. Considering Battletrap, you know, historically, you know, dual con combiner kind of thing. Delta 2 combiner, Hydra, multiple heads. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into the names. But it could be one or the other. Delta 2 could be for Battletrap, or Hydra could be for Battletrap. We don't know. It could also be related to maybe a possible other Unicronian-related character. So that's still yet to be seen, but it is Rise of the Beast related and not just something that's opened up to any kind of character from any past movies or fiction. So it has to be something within that. And because it's Studio Series, it's going to be something that actually appears on the screen. So we'll see. We will see. Very interesting. We got two more here. This one's a Studio Series Core Class Dark of the Moon Bumblebee. This one's kind of not a surprise. We had the Dark of the Moon Core Class Laserbeak Bumblebee, which they released first, which was a Core Class Bumblebee that's done in that Laserbeak pinkish purple. So it's no surprise that they're going to obviously give it the more traditional Bumblebee colors and release it as Dark of the Moon Bumblebee. That's no surprise to no one. And the last one we have here that's not Studio Series related is we're also going to be getting a robot enhanced design, the Transformers RED non-transformable series Sound Blaster. Again, they're going to take that Wave 1 Soundwave from RED, give it the black repaint, maybe give them a new tape, who knows, or maybe they'll just repaint the current tape that they already have into his alternate color of Buzzsaw. But we will see. We will see. Laserbeak into Buzzsaw, perhaps, or maybe give him a Rat Bat. That's more traditional for a Sound Blaster throughout the years. But we will see. That's another one that's for people who collect that line, that it's still floating up to this point. Now, everything that we discussed here today, keep in mind that tomorrow, at literally at midnight tonight, for us in the Western world, is going to be the Transformers, specifically Hasbro, but Hasbro's going to be at the London Brand Licensing Europe Expo. And this is an expo that historically in the past couple of years, we've learned a lot about our movie brands. We learned about The Last Night and a lot of their designs and stuff through this expo, and same thing with the Bumblebee movie. So it's no surprise that probably at midnight tonight on the other side of the globe, we're going to probably be learning about some Rise of the Beast stuff and maybe seeing some designs. They did say that they're already going to have a whole bunch of Rise of the Beast product on display. So we're talking, and this is according just to a press release here, posters, apparel, stationaries, gift items, fidget toys, arts and crafts, apparel, calendars, diaries, a whole bunch of licensing stuff related to Rise of the Beast. So, and Earthspark's also going to be present too. So that being said, there's probably going to be a calendar, or there's probably going to be a notebook or a bed apparel or a poster that's going to have these designs that we're going to see for the very first time. It's probably going to be what I always call them, the stock images or control art that's normally used for a lot of different things. But at least it's going to give us our first look at a lot of these characters, and we're probably going to learn about it midnight tonight. So that's pretty hype. That means tomorrow we're probably going to have a lot that we can discuss in relation to the Rise of the Beast movie and learning more about those characters and how they visually look after this long wait up to this point. Also, after this, just a couple days after this, September 23rd to the 25th, 2022, all the way in Japan, is going to be the Takara Tomy Hobby Expo, which has free admission, which is pretty hype by Takara to do that. Free admission for anyone who comes at the Akihabara Radio Hall. Come on down in Tokyo, and they're going to be having a whole bunch of Masterpiece Movie, MPG, the Masterpiece Gatai series, Transformers Legacy, and Studio Series new product on display. So a few days after that, we're going to see a whole bunch of that stuff too. So there might be some new product also on September 23rd to the 25th. Of course, they're a day ahead of us, so it'll be like the 22nd for us. So between this stuff that's going to be happening at midnight and then a couple days later in Japan, we're going to have a lot of brand new Transformer stuff this week in the Transformer world to be discussing. So very exciting news. Keep that in mind. Let me know what you think, guys. This is pretty crazy.